Grand rising, everyone. This message is powered by neuromelanin, in the words of the late, great Dick Gregory. When the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses, there's rules to go with them. First, you can never take the glasses off. Second, you don't see things as you want them to be. You see things as they are. And third, you cannot force anybody else to wear those glasses. So there was a phrase that somebody penned back in the 90s saying, baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. So that was a very funny phrase that was penned by a comedian named Robin Harris, an up and coming comedian. Funny as I don't know what. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. He had some health issues and we lost him. But and when you get a chance, maybe you can pull a video of Robin back in the day, and I can guarantee you that those jokes that he told 30 years ago are probably just as funny, if not funnier, today. But he was just letting us know that we are eternal. We do not die. We just end up shedding this physical avatar, but we end up coming back because that spirit and that soul end up being inserted in a newborn, and we just end up coming back. And I found out something very interesting when I was out there looking around about reincarnations and things like that. I saw a past life of Tupac Shakur. So some of the most more famous people who have died, reincarnated, and came back. In fact, we've done it many times ourselves. But it was interesting that I found out that Tupac Shakur came back. I mean, he was King Tut, the king of Egypt, in his past life. And I did go to the Holy Land. I did visit King Tut's tomb, which is the golden tomb. And when I tell you the picture of King Tut, you cannot tell the difference. I mean, Tupac and King Tut are identical. So I mean, it's just one and the same. He just came back as somebody else. And I also saw a picture of Emmett Till. Emmett Till, you might not know who he is, but he was a very young man who was accused of whistling at a white woman when she crossed the street, and then some white men came later to his house and beat him to death for whistling supposedly at this white woman. Well, anyway, pulled up a picture of Emmett Till, and then there was a picture of another young man, and I'm not sure who this young man was. I don't know if he was famous or just somebody that somebody might have just looked at him and said, you know what, you look just like Emmett Till. But when I tell you that they put those pictures side by side and you could not tell the difference. So I saw, pictures of other people like Queen Latifah and Meek Mill. They put a picture of Meek Mill next to Martin Luther King, and I'm telling you, they were one and the same. It was just one that was a younger version. So what I'm saying is we all have been reincarnated many times. And part of this great awakening is for us to remember who we are. Our DNA has been dormant, our memories has been laying dormant, and now we're starting to wake up. And so hopefully we can remember some past lives, because I'm telling you, on everything. I was just telling somebody that I know about a year or so ago, I said, you know what, I was just thinking that I actually remember when my mother was pregnant with me and I was inside of her stomach, and I was listening to the, I don't know if you call it embryonic fluid. I think that's how you pronounce it. I can hear the bubbles of the fluid just all around me. And I don't know what happened or what made me remember that, but I do remember that. So slowly but surely, a lot of our memories, is coming back as this awakening period is going forward. And that's why it is very important to stay grounded in this process and to be true to this process, because this process is no joke. No joke. I know that this process is going to be different for everybody, but everybody's going to have to do their work. And I'm going to shout out Bedell, B-D as in David, E-L-L, Bedell, because Bedell has a very, very good video on fake chosen. So, in your leisure, pull Bedell's video up and just look at some of the attributes of the fake chosen, and just make sure that you are not one of those fake chosen, because for all the energy that people put into being fake, you can use that same energy and do your work, because it takes energy to pretend, to be ego driven, to be an imposter. It takes energy to do that. So why not take that same energy and just do your work? Just do your work, because you're going to grow in this process. And I know that my process is not going to be exactly the same as everybody else's, but I'm sure that there's going to be some similarities. And you still want to be humble. There has to be humility there, and not ego driven, like I got this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You ain't got nothing. If you have not done your shadow work, if you have not developed a relationship with your angel team, if you have not, and not to say everybody is going to see entities, but this is just coming from my perspective, when you start seeing entities walking in your bedroom while you sleep, or you go through the dark night of the soul, which I believe everybody has to go through at some point in their journey. I don't think it's no escaping that. Ain't nobody gonna circumvent nothing. You're gonna have to do your work, and you're gonna have to go through the dark night of the soul. And when I tell you, you can sit up there acting like you got this and you some kind of super whatever, but when them daggone spirits and them shadows, when they lift my ass up out that bed, off the bed, when they lift your ass up off of that bed, you're gonna realize you ain't got nothing. So I'm just saying, leave all of that out of this and do your work, because that is what is going to get everybody to the next level. Not the ego, not the not none of that. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to let y'all know about just being eternal. We don't die, we multiply. And if you get a chance, check out Robin Harris. I think that would be a really, really good treat for you. So thank you guys for dropping in, and I will talk to you later. Bye.